Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Deep Thoughts. And today we are talking all about Given Episode 3, Somebody Else. Quick reminder, if you want to see your name shouted out in a video, and your tweet, I guess, shouted out in a video, by all means go ahead and share this video on Twitter and tag me at JoJo Talks Too Much, and I will shout you out at the beginning of the next episode of Given that we cover here on the channel. And I also wanted to remind you guys that I definitely couldn't cover as many shows as I've been able to cover this season without the help of those of you guys over on Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you can help out the channel big time. In fact, I was actually talking about this episode of Given with some of the folks over in our Patreon exclusive Discord. We're kind of freaking out about this episode. It was really good. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this episode, shall we? So as it is with these videos, I will start with some of my positive thoughts, go into my negative thoughts, and then end with just some stuff that I wanted to point out to you guys. And to start with, I have to ask a question. That question is, how is the background art in the show so freaking good? I'm not messing around here. I think one of the reasons that I keep saying that the show has this real sense of realism. Sorry, I can't words good, so the real sense of realism is the best I could come up with. But I keep saying that the show has this real grounded, or I should have just said grounded, has this real grounded feel to it. It feels very real. And I do feel a big part of that is the background art. Like this show really does feel like it's lived in, like this setting existed long before these characters did. Now, with a lot of shows, I do feel like the world only exists when those characters are on screen. But with this show, because of just how great the background art is, it alone, take away the characterization and the way the world is set up, just the art itself, it does feel like that these are places that have existed long before these characters did. Yeah, the background art is just phenomenal. Now, the character art is good, but I do have thoughts on that I will save for my more negative thoughts. But in the meantime, speaking of characters, allow me to ask you guys a quick question. Does Haruki like Kaji? I'm sorry, I didn't see that. I don't know how I didn't see that. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Because I'm already shipping it. I thought Kaji was straight. He could be bi, I don't know, but that was a shock. I was like, whoa. Haruki, just because Haruki had that scene, right, where he was like, oh, you oblivious heartbreaker, or whatever he called him when he was like flirting with that girl. What? And it comes up again later on. I guess the more I think about it, there were these looks that they would give each other where it seemed like Kaji was just oblivious, but maybe there was something going on with Haruki. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and watch those first 2 episodes because maybe I missed something. I don't know, but now I'm shipping it. Now I'm on board. I don't know what else to say. This whole episode, I was gonna say in the first 2 episodes, I really wasn't feeling the shonen eye to it. Like I was definitely shipping Sato and Yua no Yama, but it wasn't like a strong ship. I was just like, yeah, okay, I'm on board. They brought the shonen eye in this episode. They knew who they were pandering to, my goodness, because we get the whole band thing, right? I thought Sato was just gonna immediately join the band, but the fact that he doesn't adds a little bit of drama and comedy. As always, the comedy is ever on point with this show, and it's all character dynamic based, which is my favorite kind of comedy. The comedy works because you feel as though these are real people who are have a real connection with each other. They are actual friends who are ribbing off each other, and I think that's my favorite kind of comedy. So situational based comedy is great. Character based comedy, that's where it's at for me, and it is here in a big bad way because Yua no Yama, this man asks Sato to join his band, and it doesn't go the way he thinks it's gonna go. And so what he decides to do, this man looks up on Google, or whatever they called it. It was their version of Google. I don't remember what it was called. Someone in the comments let me know because it was funny. But it's he asks, he searches up on Google how to ask somebody out, how to ask someone out again after they've rejected you, as though he's asking this man to be his boyfriend instead of join his math rock band. And I love it. I'm in such a good mood now. I don't know why. This episode just put me on cloud nine. I'm you guys know me. I am shipping trash, and it's one of the reasons why I consider myself a Fidanchi, because for some reason, when it comes to like Yuri and Yaoi and ships in general, for some reason the emotion is stronger. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but I love it 10 times more. And I'm like, and it's not just Yuri and Yaoi ships. I love me just any kind of ship, any gender with any gender. But man, there's something about Shonen Ai that brings it tenfold, and I'm all about that ship in life. And I ship Uenoyama and Sato like mad after this episode. Oh my gosh. And can I point out Sato as a character? I don't want to hear anybody say that Sato is bland again. Like, as I saw that comment a few times, and I'm sure some of you good ones are trolly, and I'm sure I'm gonna see that on every video now. Like, Sato's bland, even though nobody believes it. But just because I said I don't want to see it, I'm sure I'm gonna see it. But I never want to see that comment again, because like this character, the slow burn of his backstory is killing me. Like, it's killing me. We do get a decent chunk of it with the introduction of that other character whose name is escaping me, the character who's like half dyed hair, half not. And we know that the guitar is somebody, it used to belong to somebody named Yuki. There was a funeral. I'm assuming Yuki's dead. I don't know their connection to Sato. I don't even really want anybody to even hint at it. I want to stay spoiler free, but man, the slow drip of this kid's backstory is killing me. And on top of that too, this is a big one, right? With drama, with a lot of drama shows, it kind of irks me when things get overly dramatic. Like a character, like for example, a character running away when confronted by their past. However, I can't point that out as a negative, because Sato running away makes total sense given his character. His character's always been sort of flighty, sort of odd, sort of off the wall. You can't really read him. So in that moment, I was like, he's gonna run. Before you even see his foot move, I was like, he's gonna run. And not because, oh, it's the trope of them running away, because that's who Sato is as a character. So I was really floored by that. They really, really nailed it. And sing for me. Sing, my angel of music. Sing for me. Sorry, my Phantom fan came out, but did this man say sing for me? Ah! This video. I hope that nobody actually comes to my channel for like critical analysis, like in depth, like really digging. Like, I'm hitting my mic. I hope that nobody comes to me for professionalism and for in-depth critique. Cause you're just gonna get screaming this whole episode. As you can tell, I love the episode. However, I do have one negative thought. One negative thought that held this episode back from an A+, because it was almost there. But is it just me, or are some of the character shots like far away? I get, but there's some moments where some of the characters look off model, and I don't know why. Hopefully, I found a good screenshot to sort of like prove my point. But there's some, especially with Sato, I don't know why it's always specifically Sato, but for some reason with Sato, sometimes he looks big and bulky, like not like bulky, but just he looks like a bigger character, and then other times he looks super scrawny. And I don't know if that's intentional, but it sort of takes me out of it. Every time I see him, I'm like, oh, it's weird, right? Because the background art is so good, and there's shots where the character art is phenomenal. But then there's other shots where it's sort of wonky. Not bad, just wonky. And it's like, oh, okay, strange, all right. Now, with that said, I do want to go into my worth noting points, because I do have one thing I want to point out, and it's not about the album art, because I did try to pause and see what Uenoyama was pulling off his shelf at the post-credit scene. I didn't see. I couldn't figure out what it was. But it's worth noting, on my end, that while I was away, I actually looked into some math rock bands. Now, before I left for my 5-day trip, I listened to this math rock mix on YouTube. I don't remember what it was called, but I gave it a listen, and I wasn't really vibing with it. Something about it wasn't quite working well. And then I watched another video on Math Rock 101. And if you don't know why I'm talking about math rock, it's because the band themselves is apparently a math rock band. The band from Given is apparently math rock. Now, I watched a video on how to get into math rock, and I heard a couple like band names that I don't know. I haven't looked them up yet. The only band that I have listened to and I listened to them on a loop the entire trip, the entire time I was gone, and that is American football. Now, I'm sure some math rock fans are going to be upset by that, because in the video that I watched, even that video said that people kind of scoff at American football. Apparently, they're not math rock enough, but they were a great entry point, because I really dug their album. I think it's just their self-titled album. Let me look that up, actually, before I get that wrong. Yeah, okay, I was right. It's American Football by American Football. I dug it. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite album ever or anything, but I really dug a couple of the tracks off that album. If the band in Given is anything like that, or maybe even a little more chill, some of the math rock I heard was a little too insane for me. So if it's more like American Football, I'd be happy. I'm sure some people wouldn't be, but I'd be happy. I'm happy to give this episode a strong grade of A. It is a very strong A. Given is in the running for anime of the season. Like, and can I point out that anime of the season is still up for grabs? Like, summer season has been insanely good. As always, before we go, I have to give a big shout out to the good folks over on Patreon, namely those in the Earl Grey tier: Dominic, Urza, No for Nothing, Maria Teresa, Omner Garamond, Opinionated Slime, Shadow Creative, Sipco Games, Tristan, and Veridon. Thanks so much to the T-Squadron over on Patreon. It is super appreciated. Thank you guys for your continued support. And if you too want to join the T-Squadron, then by all means go ahead and check out the Patreon. Link in the description. Check out all the cool rewards you can get. Gush about Given with us over on the Discord. That'd be super fun. If you enjoyed today's video, then you've probably been on the internet long enough to know what to do, so I ain't gonna tell you, but I will say that it is appreciated. And if you're feeling stressed out today, or if you're trying to calm down after this episode of Given, then you go ahead and make yourself a warm cup of tea, and I'll talk to you guys again real soon.